Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you all are doing well. So here we are, it is that time of year again. So just going to be covering all the albums I currently own a CD copy of. I already know this is going to be a lengthy video looking at the videos I've been doing the past couple of years, and I know last year I changed up a little bit the video this time of year, beginning of the year. I just showcase everything I currently own. Then towards the end of the year last year, I just focused more on what I actually got new throughout 2024, and I'm honestly thinking about doing the same again this year, unless you guys want to see everything I currently own, and which I'd be up for either way, just like showing everything I own, or just like what I got throughout the year, no matter if I got myself or someone gave it to me. And I know this is a long intro, but go ahead, fast forward. I know the A's I'll have starting here shortly, but yeah, honestly thinking about doing that again this year, just showcasing everything I currently own in this video, the beginning of the year, and everything I got throughout the year, and like late November or early to mid December at latest. But yeah, anyways, here we go, diving into everything I currently own. So yeah, he's honestly one of my shortest sections, but starting us off is Stiff Upper Lip by AC/DC. Then I have A Little South of Sandy by Aerosmith. Then I have Who I Am by Alan Jackson. And finishing us off, I have Diamonds and Dance Floors by Ava Max. Honestly, one of my favorite albums from 2023. I feel this is a little late, as I didn't record this for the intro. I just kind of skipped over it, but as usual, for this video, I'll be going in alphabetical order by artists, and if I do own, a collection of albums from a certain artist, those albums will be in alphabetical order by album title as well. So just trying to make sure everything's in alphabetical order. So yeah, there's that. And I'll continue on with the B's. Now, here we are with the B's, and kicking us off is Millennium by Backstreet Boys. I still have, no idea what happened to this album, but I know at one point I owned a physical copy of this album, so yeah, I definitely should get myself another copy of the album here so I can actually, have like a replacement. But if you look at some previous videos, you'll see I actually did have a copy of the album, and again, don't know what happened to it. But moving on, I have Another Life by Big Time Rush. Then their self-named album. Then Elevate, Big Time Rush, and 24/7 Deluxe Edition, Big Time Rush. Then I have Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. Then also have her latest release, Hit Me Hard and Soft, which I just recently covered here on the channel for an album review. Then I have Billy Joel, the complete hits collection, 1973 to 1997. So yeah, just again covering more of his hits over the span of almost 30 years. Then I have the best of Billy Ray Cyrus, cover, Billy Ray Cyrus. Then I have Legend by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Then Greatest Hits, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Then Britney by Britney Spears. Then Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. And finishing us off with the Bees is Unorthodox Shootbox by Bruno Mars. And yeah, I feel like I've explained plenty enough over the years why I'm missing the casing for that album. But yeah, anyways, this is the Bees, and let's go on to the C's. So now, moving into the C's, I have Let's Talk About Love by Celine Dion. Honestly, a decent album in my opinion. Then I have Jackpot by Cheney. Then A Fan of a Fan, Deluxe Edition by Chris Brown and Tyga. Then I have Moon Music by Coldplay. And finishing us off, I have Music of the Spheres by Coldplay. So yeah, there's C's. And almost forgot about, but I do have My Own Prison by Creed. I just got looking down at my screen down below, which I'm kind of like using to help follow along, making sure I have everything out and ready to just kind of like show on screen real quick. I'm like, looked down, saw that, I'm like, I forgot about that. I'll kind of edit this together, so I'm not like kind of like scurrying trying to get on camera and having it this video longer than it should, but almost forgot about that. Now, with the C's officially done, let's move on to the D's. Now, moving on to the D's, starting us off is Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. So yeah, this is their last official album from 2013, and kind of sucks because yeah, I would have liked to seen another album from the duo, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anymore. Next we have Break the Spell Deluxe Edition by Daughtry. Then Daughtry's Self-Titled, followed by David Cook's Self-Titled. Then Pyromania by Def Leppard, which I just recently covered on the channel, and honestly a classic album in my opinion. Then I have No Angel by Dido, and finishing us off, I have Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa, and not sure if I kind of got it, but yeah, there we go. I'm like not sure if I can get this to change on screen, but got this exclusive cover where it's one of those where it changes image depending on, how you rotate it and whatnot. So yeah, there's the D's. I'll see you guys with the E's. Now, here I am with the E's. Let's go ahead, check this out. So, starting us off, I have Equals by Ed Sheeran. Then I have the Mathematics Tour Collection by Ed Sheeran, showcasing a couple tracks from each of his studio albums over the course of, all 5 of his Mathematics albums. Then I have Multiply, Wembley Edition by Ed Sheeran. Then I have Plus by Ed Sheeran, which still, happens to be my favorite album of his to this day. And yeah, essentially got me into him when I first heard of him back in, 2011, 2012, I believe it was. Then I have Subtracts, Deluxe Edition by Ed Sheeran. Then I have Music to Be Murdered By, Side B, Deluxe Edition by Eminem. And finishing us off, I have The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace by Eminem. And yeah, there's all the E's. I'll see you guys in the F's. So, this is obviously going to be one of the shortest, if not the shortest of all of this. But for F's, the only album I currently have is But Here We Are by Foo Fighters, which is another album I just recently covered here on the channel. And yeah, honestly, another album I really enjoyed from 2023. Now, heading into the G's, I have Double Live by Garth Brooks. So yeah, just essentially live versions. And next I have the Christmas album by the Glee cast. Then I have Saint Elsewhere by Gnarls Barkley, and which is another album I have really enjoyed. And finishing us off with the G's, I have Savior by Green Day. Now, there's G's. I will see you guys with the H's. Now, for H's, this is also going to be really short, but I have Snowed In by Hanson. So yeah, this one I was given to without the keys, but yeah, just kind of, took it in and have this sleeve. I keep some of the albums in that don't have any cases. Now, moving into the I's, I have Evolve by Imagine Dragons. Then I have Loom by Imagine Dragons, their latest album. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but, still, I decided to still get the album, mainly because, just to have the complete collection of all, their studio albums. Then I have Mercury Acts 1. Then I have Mercury Acts 1 and 2. Kind of sucks that Act 2 wasn't sold just by itself. So yeah, I do have 2 copies of Acts 1, which I don't really mind having in a way. Then I have Night Visions Deluxe Edition. And still my favorite album of theirs to this day. Then I have Origins. And finishing us off, I have Smoke and Mirrors, Deluxe Edition, and still another favorite album of theirs that, yeah, that I like. So there's that. I'll see you guys with the Jays. So here we are with the Jays. Starting us off, I have 9 by Jason Aldean. Then I have Talk Dirty by Jason Derulo. And yeah, like I said, many times here on the channel throughout the years, this album, it looks like it's only available here in the United States. I'm sure you could find it online if you're outside of the US, but the rest of the world, he released the album Tattoos. I know some of the same songs are on that album as well, but all this time later, I still haven't listened to that album, which I really should look into, and I'm sure I could find somewhere online, no matter like here on YouTube or some other source online, because I'm not really sure if I can really find like a physical copy somewhere in store or online. But moving on, I have Look Forth Good by Jason Mraz, and this album turns 5 this year. I still feel it's a decent album all this time later. Then I have Watch the Throne by Jay-Z and Kanye West. Then I have Happiness Begins by Jonas Brothers. Then I have Purpose by Justin Bieber, which I still feel is one of his best albums. Then I have Justice, Target exclusive, which comes with one bonus track of Angel Speak. Then I have the Walmart edition, which also has its own exclusive track of Haley. Then I have Future Sex, Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake. And finishing us off, I have the 2020 Experience, the complete collection by Justin Timberlake, and it contains both albums of the 2020 Experience, parts 1 and 2, which I feel like both parts were decent in their own ways. And with all that, I will see you guys with the K's. So now, here we are with the K's. Starting us off is Donda by Kanye West. I felt it was a decent album, to say myself. But I have Graduation by Kanye West. I know I heard this myself, but I added some of the remixes on there as well. And finishing us off, I have Welcome to the Fishbowl by Kenny Chesney. So I'll see you guys with the L's. Alright, so now here we are with the L's. Starting us off, I have Born This Way, Special Edition by Lady Gaga. Still a decent album to me all this time later. Then I have Norman fucking Rockwell by Lana Del Rey. And yeah, I know the first time I listened to this album, I know I was tired that day I first listened to the album, but I honestly felt like I could have fallen asleep to this album. I feel Lana Del Rey is a decent artist, but just for whatever reason that day I first listened to this album, it's just I felt I could have fallen asleep to it. Then I have Prelude to Ecstasy by The Last Staring Party. I just recently got this album as well, so this is one of the newest albums I currently own at the time of this recording. Then I have Brightside by The Lumineers. And finishing us off with the L's, I have 20th Century Masters, The Best of Lynyrd Skynyrd by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Now, headed into the M's, starting us off, I have The Heist by Malcolm Moore and Ryan Lewis. I still feel it's a decent album to the day. Then I have Ben by Malcolm Moore. Honestly, not his greatest work in my opinion, but I feel there's some decent tracks on this album. Then I have Jordy by Maroon 5. Still, in my opinion, one of the worst albums I own a physical copy of. Then I have Overexposed by Maroon 5. Then I have Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20. Still a decent album in my opinion. Then I have Michael Jackson, Number Ones by Michael Jackson. And then I have Thriller by Michael Jackson, still a decent album, all this time later. And finishing us off, I have Thriller, 40th Anniversary Edition, or Thriller 40, I should say, by Michael Jackson. And yeah, I still feel the original album is still great, but I love the demos and some of the previously unreleased tracks on this album. So yeah, there's the M's, and I will see you guys with the N's. So now, moving into the N's. Again, this is another shorter one. So, starting off, I have All the Right Reasons by Nickelback. Still decent album in my opinion, and this album is turning 20 this year, believe it or not. Can't believe it's already been that long. Then I have Get Rollin' by Nickelback, and finishing us off, I have No Strings Attached by NSYNC, and this album turns 20 this year. 25. Looking at years wrong, but yeah, gonna be 25 this year. And yeah, that is the ends. I will see you guys with the O's. Now, with the O's, again, this one's gonna be short as well, but starting us off, I have Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, and still a strong album in my opinion. Then I have Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, and finishing us off, I have Human Deluxe Edition by One Republic. Overall, I thought it was an alright album, but honestly, not their best work. And I know they released an album in 2024, which I listened to and wasn't even like the biggest fan of that album. But anyways, this has been the O's, and I will see you guys with the P's. Now, here we are with the P's. Kicking us off, I have The Truth About Love by Pink. Then I have Austin by Post Malone, more of a self-titled album, and I didn't think that was too bad of an album. Then I have Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, which I feel this album is still my favorite of his to this day. Then I have F1 Trillion, his most recent album, which I didn't think was too bad. Then I have Hollywood's Bleeding, Post Malone. And I have 12 Karat Toothache, Post Malone. Then I have 1999 by Prince. So, yeah, still feel this is a great album. And I also have Purple Rain, the 2017 expanded edition by Prince and the Revolution. So, yeah, contains original album and two additional, discs. First one is previously unreleased and from the vault. Then the third disc is just single edits and B-sides. That also contains a DVD of a live concert, which I've watched, once or twice, and thought was decent. And yeah, there's that for the piece. So I will see you guys with the R's actually, because I do not currently own any albums by an artist whose name starts with the letter Q. So the only album with ours is a very Rucka Christmas, the Second Coming by Rucka Rucka Alley. They're more like parodies and whatnot, but yeah, that's the only one I own for ours. Now, moving on to the S's, I have Supernatural by Santana. Still a decent album to this day. Then I have Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going by Shabuzi. And yeah, honestly enjoyed this album and happened to be one of my favorite albums from 2024. Then I have Come On Over by Shania Twain. Then Astral Lounge by Smash Mouth. And silly, great album in my opinion. Then I know I just recently got this album, haven't even opened it quite yet, but I have Missionary by Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, and this is the other album I most recently got. So yeah. Then I have We're All Somebody from Somewhere by Steven Tyler. I thought that was an alright album, and this album turns 10 this year, if I'm not mistaken. Then I have Runaway Boys, a retrospective by Stray Cats. And finishing us off, I have Twice the Speed of Life by Sugarland. So yeah, there's the S's, and I will see you guys with the T's. So, and this is definitely the longest section I have, and yeah, if you guys have, seen these videos in the past here on the channel, you already know why, but yeah, here we go, and I'll try and make this kind of like short and simple, but I know this is already gonna be long, but here we go, kicking us off with Lord of the Flies and Birds and Bees by Talk, which I felt was a decent album. Another album I enjoyed from 2023. Then I have Beautiful Lies by Taylor Swift. Then I have Evermore by Taylor Swift. One of her surprise albums from 2020, which I felt this was a decent album. Can't believe it's gonna be turning 5 this year. Then I have Fearless, Taylor Swift, still a decent album, in my opinion, and probably my favorite album of hers from when she did do country music. Then I have Fearless, Taylor's version. Then I have Folklore, which was the other surprise album she released in 2020, which I felt this was also a decent album. And again, can't believe this album is also going to be turning 5 this year. Then I have Lover by Taylor Swift. Then I have Midnights by Taylor Swift. Then I have Red, Taylor Swift. Then I also have Red, Taylor's version. And yeah, I feel that that was a decent, like more updated version of the album. And I do really enjoy some of the tracks off of here. Then I have Reputation by Taylor Swift. So this is one of the few albums of hers. Just kind of waiting on the Taylor's version for, but hopefully it comes out sometime this year. But we'll find out. Then I have Speak Now, Taylor Swift, which I felt was a decent album. Then I have Speak Now, Taylor's version. Then I have her self-named, and honestly, silly, great record to the same. Then I have the Tortured Poets Department. I didn't really mind the album, but I felt she has had better, material out that has been released. Then I have 1989. So yeah, still honestly a great album. In my opinion, the album just turned 10 last year, believe it or not. Then I have 1989, Taylor's version, which I felt was a decent album. And yeah, that's basically all my Taylor stuff. Then I have Greatest Hits 2 by Toby Keith. Decent album, and yeah, I know he passed away last year, which is sad to hear about, but I feel he is a great artist, Toby Keith. And finishing us off with the tease, I have House of Music by Tony. So yeah, there is that. So there's all the teas. I know this by far is the longest section of it all. I know this took me the longest to get through over the past couple of years as well. But yeah, here we are, and I will see you guys with the U's. Alright, so here we are with the U's. The only album I have is Raymond v. Raymond by Usher. I thought this was an alright album, but yeah, there's that, and I will see you guys with the V's. Now, hopping into V's, I have Lil Mixtape. I believe I made this myself a couple years back, some popular songs and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. Then Merry Christmas 2005. Just some, popular Christmas songs. Then I have Midview, class of 1982. So one of my aunts gave me this. Just something from, popular songs from the time, from like when she was in school. then mixtape, then another mixtape. So yeah, was given this by some cousins and just like some popular music from the 2000s. Then I have Now That's Why I Call Music 9, and I also have Now That's Why I Call Music 65. And yeah, they're still coming out with these as well, but honestly, I haven't really been keeping up with them myself. But I have Top Tunes Male Pop by Very Stars. Then, yeah, I have Toys for Tots. Then, yes, I popped this into the computer one day, was given this by one of my cousins, and it's still not really like sure what it is. Just looks like a couple of songs on here. Still haven't really like played that to the state to know what's on there. Then I have We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and finishing us off, I have Extreme Sessions. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, I will see you guys with the W's. Now head into the W's. All right, I have Bring Down the Horse by the Wallflowers. I thought this was an alright album. Then I have After Hours by The Weeknd. Still can't believe this album's going to be turning 5 this year. Already hard to believe, but yeah, still a great album in my opinion, and honestly looking forward to his new album, which probably will have been released by the time this video does end up getting released. And yeah, honestly hoping that album will be great, as it seems like it's going to be his last studio album under the name The Weeknd. Then I have Be Behind the Madness by The Weeknd, still a decent album in my opinion, and this album is turning 10 this year, believe it or not. Then I have Dawn FM by The Weeknd. Then I have Starboy by The Weeknd. And finishing us off with the W's, I have The Essential Weird Al Yankovic by Weird Al. So there's the W's. I currently do not own any albums by an artist whose name starts with the letter X. So I will see you guys with the Y's. Now, with the Y's, the only album I have is Let's Get It, Thug Motivation by 101 by Young Jeezy. So yeah, still decent album in my opinion, and I currently do not own any albums by an artist whose name starts with the letter Z, so there's that. And what I always finish off with is these, couple of sets of mixtapes I made between 2017 and 2018. So yeah, there's 15 different mixtapes in there containing various songs, genres, and all that good stuff. Up until some popular hits of early to mid 2018. That's the last one I even did. But yeah, there's that. So I know this is a really long video. Honestly expecting it to be more, somewhere between like 35 and 40 minutes in length, and I know this took a decent bit of time to record as well, as I practically have my CD stand right here, which is, completely full, and I have a couple of albums off to the side that I can't even put on to this rack I have, which sucks. So it's like at some point I'll probably get another one unless I decide to put all of my albums just on a shelf. So it's like up to me what I want to do, but yeah, I'm kind of fine with the way I have these albums. I have a total of like 150 albums on CD, which I feel is decent in my opinion. I know there's people out there who have way more than I do, but a lot of these albums are, what I personally enjoy. And I know half this collection I got, I was just, given by family just because they didn't want them anymore, and they're all like, yeah, let's give it to him. We know he'll most likely listen to these albums at some point, but if he doesn't want any of these albums, he'll figure something out. So yeah, again, half these albums I was just given, but the rest of these albums I own. I personally do enjoy, and I feel in a way it's gotten a little bit easier to kind of like help decide if I want an album or not for a physical copy with online services, because it's like I can go online, listen to an album if I'm interested in owning a physical copy of it, no matter how new or old the album is. It's like I'll give the album a listen, and if I do enjoy the album enough, I'll eventually get a physical copy of that album at some point. But yeah, again, I know this is a very lengthy video. I had some fun doing it, but it just kind of sucks, like, pausing right between each, letter to kind of break it up, so it's not like this one long continuous shot, and you just see me putting all my albums back and taking them off the rack and whatnot. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below which album or albums you do enjoy yourself. If there's any albums I own that you love yourself, then also you guys can suggest any albums I should listen to down below in the comments, and if you just do suggest any albums, I'll go ahead, listen to that album when I do have the chance, and if I do personally enjoy that album, I may even consider getting a physical copy myself. But yeah, this has been it. Again, lengthy video, but more or less fun in my opinion. And December, well, November, December, when I do this again, I'm kind of debating if I want to, do this again, just show everything I've been doing, like in years past, or what I did last year, 2024, and just, show off what albums I didn't end up getting new throughout the year between this video and that video. I do end up recording and releasing it sometime in November, December. But you guys can also let me know about that in the comments. But yeah, I'm honestly up for showing off everything again later this year, unless you guys want like more of a short, consistent video at the end of the year, just showing off why do you end up getting throughout this year, if anything. But yeah, shoot, I really guess I'm gonna hop off now. But yeah, go ahead, thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Feel free to leave a comment and comment anything about what I just talked about here. And within the past, 6 minutes of this clip, I know I'm just kind of going on in some sort of sense, but yeah, I know there's a few albums I got last year I really enjoyed myself, and definitely looking forward to a couple of new releases that I've heard about that are going to be coming out this year, and I'm honestly hoping the albums I've heard about so far that I'm looking forward to are going to be decent or even great albums. So yeah, definitely check those out when they do end up getting released. And in the meantime, I'll definitely check out some albums I'm interested in getting a physical copy of and see how that goes. And if I do end up liking that enough, I'll end up getting a physical copy myself. But yeah, without further ado, I will see you guys next time.